Yes, people, welcome back to Never a Foul. If you've never been there before, this is your time to shine and subscribe to the channel and everybody else's channel that's on this panel today, which is in the description below. Joined by obviously man like Lou, man like George, and obviously the guy who just spawns lateness all the time, Monts. You know, I'm not late to his show, but when it comes to ours, it's always about 7-10 minutes, you know, fashionably late, they call it these days.
Late, man.
Well,
nothing.
Yeah. Like, I don't disrespect him, but he disrespects me, even though he doesn't mean to. Imagine that. Liverpool fans for you guys. You know, something similar to Scousers in general. But yeah, we're gonna be. Oh yeah. It's nice, just within your system, innit? Because it's Liverpool, innit? Yeah, and obviously D's going to be joining us within the next 5-ish or so minutes, and I'm pretty sure he's going to get on my nerves, which he will be doing every single Friday. But gentlemen, what are we saying, man? How's your International Break Friday going?
That's how I'm feeling right now, can't I?
Ideas for content? Ideas? Anyone?
It's long.
I heard there's a wall that needs painting that could watch.
It's raining. It's raining in the Midlands. Anyone wants to talk about the rain?
I mean, yeah. It looks like it's about to rain here, maybe as well.
See England rinsing the same clip every day just to try and build any sort of hype.
Sounds like content right now. You know, rinsing anything you can get. Right?
Anyone want to cover Sunday League? Cover Sunday League football?
Might as well. Probably be more interesting, to be fair.
Grassroots content. Anyone?
I've got a game on Sunday if anyone wants to come watch.
Wait, do you play football?
Yeah, ball playing CDM right now. Come on.
George, I don't look at you as a footballer. You're actually good.
I'm not athletic, but I'm a decent player.
I look at George and I think
he's lazy.
No, pingers.
Yeah, you're actually right.
He keeps it simple. He loves a diag.
I love a through ball. A through ball is my specialty, and corners. Corners are my best thing, I think I'd say.
Okay. Yeah, you definitely don't step back from corners.
I know George has definitely got about like 40 pace. Yeah, he's like Berbatov, but in the DM role, isn't it? He's
40 pace.
You're probably not wrong, to be fair.
Doesn't want to run too much. Gets the odd tackle in, when he needs to, and then man, there's just
40 pace, 50 stamina, 99 drive and determination. That's about it.
I'm thinking once every 25, there's a 30-yard screamer. Once every 25 games.
That's an hour, man. I love it.
That's what I'm getting.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting as well. Lewis,
why is this football commentary that we're talking about my fucking Sunday League?
You brought it up.
Yeah, you did bring it up, bro.
To be fair, yeah, not wrong.
Wait, did you play football, Lewis? Or did you before?
Nah, I used to play it when I was younger, innit? And I used to play 5-a-side, but nah, man, 5-a-side, dangerous, man. Like, fucking, you're always getting injuries on 5-a-side, innit? Everyone knows who plays 5-a-side on the AstroTurf, bro. Ankles are rolling weekly. Legs are being broken on the reg. Like, it's just not worth it, man. It's not worth it.
Are you middle of the park? Lewis, are you middle of the park, though? Were you sitting in
middle of the park? Bro, I was everywhere, bro. Box to box, man. Honestly, I was a defender, mate. I'm quite tall, innit? I'm 6'3". Right now, sitting at around 240 pounds. So I'm quite a strong guy. So I'm normally at the back, bit of a rock, dish out the orders. And then if I make a mistake, blame someone else for lack of cover. So captain material, bro. I'm wearing the armband, man.
That's what Lewis got too. Huh? Go on, guys.
That's what Monts does. Monts moans. Monts is a moaner.
No,
yeah.
Well, if he doesn't get the ball, then if someone doesn't pass it,
trust me, he's a moaner. Like, his head drops quick.
And then
I'm a moaner, mate.
And listen, hey, Kaz, I don't know what you're talking about, to be honest. Personally, okay, I'm more moan at the ref if it comes to like fouls. I'm not really the teammates thing. It's fouls, innit? If I'm getting fouled, I'll be honest, I'm in the ref's ear. I'm not gonna lie, I'm in the ref's ear.
You strike me as a guy that says close your legs, but then doesn't nutmeg the player.
You know what? I'm not really a crazy nutmeg guy like that though. Like I think the nutmeg on 11 aside, especially in it. Like I don't know, man. I'm more.
Hey,
I don't even know what position I play for one. I could be a left back. Yeah, I could be a left back for all you don't know.
yeah. I can't lie, on the field, I'm a top dickhead. Like when it's a serious competitive game, I'm always pissing my winger off. Like I always say, I always just keep saying, you're never gonna beat me. You're never gonna beat me. And then I'll say, go swap to the other side. You're not good enough. And they'll just get rattled. And then he'll clip my ankle, and I'll smile on it. And then it'll just keep it moving. I always do that. But I'm not gonna.
Hold on. These lot don't know. Do you not know what position Cass plays? You don't know what position he plays.
I just kind of made it.
Huh? I have no idea.
I've kind of just. I think I just made it.
Fullback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like,
right or left? Are you guys right footed, left footed? What are you?
Tell him once. Once is actually
Cazorla vibes.
No, I'm not joking. Ask Mons. Even Mons is both footed as well. No joke. I saw Mons at the Molyneux ping a ball from halfway line with his left foot. No joke, to the corner like it was like a Paul Scholes type situation. And it was only because I big up my man Luke here, but his touch is. He's got a touch of a pedo, bro. Like it's mad, fam. It's not that good. He made it look worse, and it's like, bro, like it's like you just killed the whole thing, the whole situation. But
Nah, be real. I played left wing. Like I played left wing in that game, in that charity game. But this year I'm playing on Saturdays, but I play up front at the moment this year.
Hey, next time at the Molyneux, I'm coming fit this time, man. I'm just saying, don't put me at left. I'm just going in the middle, man. Put me next to Scott and just dominate.
Bro, I run into guys like Lewis, bro, and they just step on my ankles, bro. It's just
oh man,
old school, bro. It's old school. That's what it's about, man. You got to take a little bit of the player, innit?
I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, Lou,
let him know you're there. Let him know you're there.
I think Lewis hates guys like me. I think Lewis generally hates players like me on the level. Just hates man like me.
Yeah, obviously, bro. Because like technically, you're probably better than. Well, you are better than me. I know for a fact you'll be better than me. So like, you know what I mean? I have to compete a different way. The dark arts, bro. You know what I'm saying?
You know what you got to do in Mons, yeah? All you got to do is tug his shirt, annoy him a little bit, and I know Mons' head flies. I know
but you know what? I hear that. You see, I like my centre backs like Lewis though. I'm telling my centre backs, yo,
yeah,
because I kick me too. But I kick me too. But there's another winger on their team. I'm saying, yo, you see in corners, give him a little stamp, give him a little nudge, pull his shirt with it, all of that.
You know when I look at Mons, yeah, when I look at Mons, all I'm seeing is Darwin Núñez versus Crystal Palace last year, bro.
The goal he could have scored, to be fair, yeah, at the Molyneux, you would think that off the left, Mons is not like a left winger in it. He can tell he's more like I'd call him more of a second striker in it kind of situation because he's got to pass in it. So yeah, a bit. No, no joke, a little bit like that, yeah. Off the left, the goal he could have scored, you could think like, bro, he burnt two guys. Come inside and he could have shot, but the thing is, the shot was just he didn't connect with it, and it's proper Darwin Núñez like. But at least Mons contributed. It was a bad miss. It's a very bad miss.
When you watch it back, it gets worse. But the worst thing is that I took on two man. What like the way I weaved in and out of players, it would have been the perfect goal. But like, I don't know. The guy booted me though, and I nearly fell over.
There was enough boot. There was enough boot. I got booted a couple of times. But to be fair, man, I enjoy that stuff. I just get. Remember the bald guy? The bald guy he stamped on me on the back of my ankle on purpose, bro. And he tried to come up to me to try to square up to me and fight. I'm like, I'm not about to square up to a guy at a charity match, bro. What are you doing? It's on camera. What are you doing? Because
I would. Yeah. No, wait, man, I'm saying Hudson Odoi. Please respect me.
Yeah. This conversation's gone way with for about 10 minutes.
Sorry,
man. I can't lie. Even me at fullback being overweight and all that kind of stuff, I done my thing.
Sunday leagues, George's fault.
Oh, sorry, guys. I'm sorry. That's what international debate does, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah. We're going to be talking about today. This claims through the content creation world, and I thought I'd dive into it a little bit onto Twitter claims. A lot from a certain fan base, to be fair. Lewis has already spoke about this last night, but there's claims that Man City are weaker in terms. Coppish lot think so. Callum said it. It's all there. George, you can back me up on that. They don't think City are as strong as last year, but I want to kind of debunk that because I think some people just never learn and all that kind of stuff. And we're also going to be talking about Spurs. Can Spurs maybe like, it could be a hot take, it could be realism, you could call it for what it is. George is not going to back it, obviously, because he's more of a realistic fan. But can they pull off a shocker this season? If what Mont said last stream, if you stay fit and keep playing the way you do, and it's a big if, a bit like Liverpool when they had all their players.
That is the big if. That's the
big if, but that's the big if. What if they do? And because with that one game a week, it's not like there's any pressure, but pressure will mount, obviously, if you do get to that situation, which might be a little bit different. So we can probably ramble on a little bit about that. And obviously, Liverpool's now got an injury setback of a left-back situation, which they probably didn't need right now. And if it's really going to affect them too tough, you know, your boy Shimikas is going to be delighted, Monts.
My Greek brethren.
Delighted. Your brethren, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, big up to everyone. Make sure you smash the like button. D's going to be here any second. Lewis, Man City, squad weaker claims, not as good claims. We got a hot take from this guy down here that says Haaland doesn't bag more than 15, 20 goals this season.
Wait,
yes.
I was joking about that.
No, you wasn't.
My hot take was Alvarez has a better season than Haaland. That was
and
my
all
hot
this
take.
kind of stuff. The guy's already on 8 goals, by the way. Just letting you guys know.
Alvarez, I just think Alvarez has a better season.
Receipts, guys, receipts. We love them. But what do you think about that as a whole? Do you just think rivals just never learn and it's just pathetic, or?
Well, yeah, I mean, rivals never learn. I mean, they've been saying shit like this for years, man, innit? But in terms of this actual, depends which way you look at it. If you look at in terms of the actual players, like the ones that have left, the ones that have come in, then you probably have to say yes, we probably are weaker. You know, because if you look at Mahrez for Doku, that's a downgrade. It's a weird downgrade because, of course, one's coming to the end of his career and one's at the start of his career. And the player that we brought in is super exciting, completely different player to Mahrez, offers us more in terms of different optionality than Mahrez, but he's not going to get, 15. He's not going to get 25 G&A combined like Mahrez has done for the last 4 years. Kovacic for Gundogan, that's a downgrade. The only upgrade really that we've actually made is big up D, man. The only upgrade we've actually made is Gvardiol for Laporte, and that is a big upgrade because Laporte sort of just like ran out of time at City last year. So yeah, I mean, in terms of squad, yes, we probably have downgraded, but you got to understand you're downgrading from a treble winning side. You're not downgrading from a team that scraped a Carabao Cup or scraped a top 4 finish. You're downgrading a team which some people say is the best team that they've ever seen. Mo was saying that he thinks City's the best team last year that he's ever seen. So, you got to look at the levels of which you're already at. And this team has more than enough to go and win the league again. It has more than enough to go and win the Champions League, even if it is a downgrade. So, yes, it is probably downgraded, but I don't think that's a sign for opposition fans to start cheering, you know what I mean, and getting the balloons out and partying and shit, because it's probably not at that moment in time yet. But the answer to the question is yes, we probably are weaker, yeah.
That's an honest assessment. What are you saying, D, man? Why are you laughing?
This is a funny conversation. We're talking about Man City being weaker. That's how you know it's international break, man. 2 games that they've lost and all of a sudden they're weaker. Let's just ask this question. When the season was starting, were these conversations going on about Man City being weaker and all of, it's just they're missing Kevin De Bruyne, they're missing Rodri, they're missing some key players. And when them players come back, yes, they are weaker than last season, but they're still for me, they're still the favourites. Like, they're still strong enough. They're stronger than everyone else. So it's like Man City are weak in their terms, but they're still strong enough to go and win the league. That's why I find it funny because, of course, like, they've lost like a few games now. They lost 2 games in a row. That rarely happens. And now it's like, do you see, City weaker, City this. Yeah, they're probably weaker. They are than last season, but they're still stronger than everyone else. It's just injuries.
But maybe not enough of a gap for another team to close that gap. Mons, man, some of your fan base do believe you're going to go win the league, whether it's a joke or not. It is what it is, isn't it? Some of your fan base do believe they can
win the what? Win the what?
The league. I said some of your fan base. But I'm just saying, do you reckon, even with rivals getting excited about the fact that there's, downgraded City kind of type situation, that, again, the likes of so and so forth that Arsenal fans, Liverpool fans are going to start grabbing a belief that, you know, they smell blood this season to go and potentially end, you could say, a dominating reign of the last Pep Guardiola era. No.
I mean, Arsenal fans.
Can you call City clear favourites? Clear favourites.
Yeah.
No.
Well, of course you can. I think you have to say it. We just won the treble, bro.
I wouldn't say clear favourites. I just think they're the favourites. When I say
they're favourites, they're favourites. I agree.
What's the
LB, I know you want
difference
trouble.
between favourites?
No, because Lewis, when I say clear favourites, for me means mow the league. Like you just mow, like there's not even a challenger for Man City. I don't think you, because last season Arsenal were top for the majority of the season, and Man City done what Man City do and hunted them down and obviously won the league. I believe the Arsenal we're seeing now is stronger than the Arsenal of last season. And I think they're a bit more controlled. I don't think they'll score as many goals, but they're a bit more controlled and more kind of 1-0s, maybe 2-1s, 2-0s and that. So I still think Arsenal will be there, but Man City will just be better than them. I think clear favourites is a bit mad. Clear favourites is like the way City won the league, I'd say, after we won the league. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't think you win the league in that fashion.
Yeah.
Or do you disagree, Lewis? Do you disagree?
No, I don't think. Well, I don't know. I think there's a potential that we could walk it if this team gets clicking. When Rodri comes back in and Kevin De Bruyne comes back, there's a potential that we could just go on a mad run and end up, you know, winning it by a distance. I'm starting to think that probably won't be the case. I still think we'll win it by quite a few points, but yeah, for me, clear. Yeah, you have a different sort of description than for clear favourites. My clear favourites is more like, you know, this team should like obviously go and win the league, so they're clear favourites. Obviously, we just have a different like sort of terminology on that.
I thought it just meant that like, you know, would walk it because to walk. I think the standard has increased this season. I think as a Liverpool fan, I think it's a little bit out of our reach to look at the title as it stands. However, if we get to January and sort out the 6 problem, I don't think it's crazy for a little. I wouldn't argue down a Liverpool fan for saying we can go for the title, or we can. Do you know what I'm saying? If he was to go and solve the DM issue, because without a DM, everything was doom and gloom. And as soon as it comes to, you know, game week 8, we're still pretty much there. We're there with everyone else, and I feel like, and I'm not even, and we're not, like, forget all the VAR issues and stuff like that. As it stands, points on the board are only 3 points off the top, and I think every game.
I think Liverpool have improved massively since last year, so I think they definitely should be in and around that conversation still. Like,
you know what's dangerous here, George? Yeah, is the fact that, you know, City every season have some sort of wake up moment. There's always a moment that they wake up. I think it's come early, you know. So even if let's say they go drop points in the next couple games or even a few games, I don't think it really matters. The fact that I think this is a blessing in disguise that City have lost now, yeah, because they've highlighted something very key that I said yesterday that they should have got solved in the summer. The fact that, you know, I think Pep, I think his name's Tiki and all that can go and revise it back in January. I guarantee they go and grab someone that makes sure that they can deliver, especially when De Bruyne is back and fit. Actually, by the way, I think De Bruyne might be fast-tracked. His injury might not be as long as people think, by the way. I'm not too sure when, but I'm pretty sure he's accelerating quite fast. I just feel like this is a moment where Pep's going to solve something and says, you know what, I'm glad now we can see what we're like without a Rodri. Does anyone ever think that?
I think the missing the Rodri has been the key part, to be honest with you. I think they spent a lot of, don't get me wrong, I think, was it last season? I'm pretty sure it was last season De Bruyne was out for quite a while. Like midway.
De Bruyne gets injured all the time, bro.
He always every single season. Yeah. A lot of people act like him missing now is all of a sudden the reason why they're so much weaker when they've been unbelievable without him before and still will be. It's only just the last couple of games where obviously Rodri's presence has been missed massively. I think not having Gundogan while Kevin De Bruyne has been out has been a bit of a problem because he sort of seemed to step up when it really mattered. Although to be fair to Alvarez, I think he started the season off incredibly well in that sort of fashion where he's maybe picking up the pieces where some others haven't. I think maybe a lot of onus was on Foden to also step in a bit in that sort of creative role while De Bruyne is out. And whether he has or hasn't or not is hit and miss. But I think I don't think there is no problem at Man City at the moment. I think they started the season off well, and they're
I think De Bruyne has been a miss, though. I do think he's been a miss, and the reason why I say that is because it's for Haaland, and I thought this when he first got injured as well. Him and Haaland have a brilliant connection, and you look at the game like Arsenal. You look at the difference maker. Who's going to go feed Arsenal? If De Bruyne is in that game, it would have been good to see if Haaland would have been as bad. I don't think so, because the reason why Haaland wasn't as involved against Arsenal was because he didn't get a service. And you can talk about the likes of maybe Foden stepping up and all these other players stepping up, but they didn't do that. But De Bruyne solves that problem. So I think
that's where Gundo was key, though. That's where Gundo was key last year, where he would do that when De Bruyne wasn't.
That's the only player I would say that's made City weaker. Yeah, is I don't think it's Mahrez, because I think they've got enough within their front line to go replace that. Go look at these GA of last year. It was about 15 in the league or whatever, right? I think Alvarez has already stepped up to that sort of plate to go replace them goals. I think Foden's chipped in a little bit more. Doku will chip in as well, and that will make up for that. Cancelo, forget that. Who cares? They won a treble without him, so let's get rid of that. Who else left then, other than Gundogan and that? Was that the only players? Or am I missing another one?
Attacking wise, yeah, that's it, isn't it?
Yeah, so Mahrez is the only kind of key. So the only thing they really do miss is Gundo. So if they go highlight that area, right, I don't think goals is going to be an issue and for them. Obviously not when you've got Haaland and stuff, because your defense is inevitably better than it was at the start of last year. So now you got this going forward, right? All they got to do is there's only one piece that they're missing, and that's the Calvin Phillips piece.
Nah, this guy's a joke, man. That's a Calvin Phillips. I'm talking about Calvin Phillips. Why?
It's because, bro, he's not getting played. They don't trust him. This is what I say. When you compare City of now compared to last year, remember, I was the one that was raving on that Man City weren't the same this time last year. But it's this time last year, they were probably in the worst mess trying to figure out stuff until it hit about January, February anyways. So for the claims that for rivals that think that they are weaker, in hindsight, yes, but that's one piece that they can go fix in January in a click of a fingers, and all of a sudden, oh my word.
Yeah, I just say this as well, right, Cass? I don't think we will sign anyone in January. But I remember a couple of weeks ago, in fact, it was probably more than a couple of weeks, maybe like a month ago, maybe two, me and you had a debate on this channel about City. And the point that I made to you and whoever else was on the panel is that from a City point of view, from a City fan point of view, I don't need City to be top of the league right now. If anything, last year proved that to everybody. You don't need to be top of the league until match day 38. That's the truth. That's the facts. Of course, we all want to be top of the league. My point is this. All I need for Manchester City now until Kevin De Bruyne gets back is to qualify for the knockout rounds of the Champions League, which we will do, and we've won 2 out of 2 so far, and be within 5, 6, maximum really 7 points of whoever's top of the league. And then you get Kevin De Bruyne back in fresh. Hopefully, obviously, caveat all that with having no other serious injuries. And I'll be very confident for the second half of the year to go and win the league. I think sometimes with some set of fans, there's this obsession that you need to be sick all the time. Well, that's not going to happen. Look at City last year. We was in a fucking diabolical state at times last year, especially in I think it was like January, February time, where we looked like we was just going to crumble and win nothing. Arsenal looked like they were going to win the league. No talk of a treble was just ridiculous. And then all of a sudden, like you said before, Cass, it clicked. So like I say, for me, I'm just saying to City, just get to January when Kevin De Bruyne gets back, be within touching distance of the top. You'll be in the knockout round of the Champions League, barring disaster. And the FA Cup doesn't start until 2024. And Carabao Cup, I think Pep Guardiola doesn't give a fuck about that, truth be told, anymore, because last few years sort of proves that. So that's my view on it. I was never... This is why I said when Kevin De Bruyne got injured, I thought people overreacted bare because, it don't really matter. You know what I mean? It's the second half of the year that counts. That's when Kevin De Bruyne comes alive, and that's when you need him.
Are you more worried about Arsenal, though, LB, this season? Are you more worried about Arsenal this season than you was last season? And how they've, strengthened the squad. They've got Rice there. You saw how they played against you lot as well. Are you concerned that because there's a comment here from Arteta's son, and he's saying you can't give a 7-point lead again. We won't slip up again. We've learned our lessons. Are you worried that?
No. How can he say that? They bottled top 4 2 years ago, and they bottled the league last year. What evidence is there to suggest that this won't happen again? And also, I come back to you again. Have Arsenal really strengthened the squad? Because Xhaka left. Yeah,
you're right. Starting 11 they have, though.
Well, starting 11, yeah, but the squad, which is the most important thing, They've got Champions League to deal with, which they're going to have to play the first team players, which they didn't do in the Europa League last year. Let's see how that develops as well. So, listen, ideally, yeah, you don't want to be giving the team 7-point lead, but this is the point that Arsenal fans don't like hearing, and this is why they think we've got some mad bromance with Liverpool. It's not that at all. I really don't like Liverpool. The difference is, until that set of players and that manager wins the league, they won't ever be taken like properly serious. That's why, like, when Liverpool was making moves in the transfer window, I was like, oh shit, Liverpool are going to be serious. Now, they didn't get a DM, and I think that's going to cost them. But until Arsenal win it and get over that bottle job situation, which they have bottled it 2 years on the trot, then I don't.
So you reckon Arsenal haven't filled that gap that they needed to close that? So let's say Man City, they have got weaker in terms of player quality, right? So let's say the gap was like that. Just it don't matter what it is. So they got weaker. Let's put it halfway. And let's say Arsenal was there. You're not saying that they made that stretch to get to the equal gap of where Man City is in terms of,
I don't think, Cass, one, I don't think they strengthen their squad enough. And two,
I agree.
What I'm looking for in terms of to take them, like, to be seriously worried about them, you can't buy that. You earn it by actually doing it and winning it. And then if they won it this year, then next year, obviously, I'd be like, shit, yeah, look, Arsenal have it in their ability to go and win the league. That's why people are more worried about. That's why people were worried about Liverpool at the start, because they've won Premier League under Klopp. They won the Champions League under Klopp. Arsenal haven't, and they bottled it twice in a row. So until they get over that, and Arsenal fans can cry all they want, but until you get over that, that's what you need to do. You need to go and actually do it, man.
You know what it is? You know what it is as well? Like, for me, I think Arsenal fans are kind of in this mode where they're becoming more narcissistic, and they think they're like this most hated club because they're all of a sudden back in the conversation. Like, I don't really understand the seeking of validation from, I'm not saying all Arsenal fans, but some Arsenal fans, they want to kind of seek validation to know that, look, we're where Liverpool are now, or we're challenging Manchester City, or yes, you're in the conversation for challenging for a title. But I just think the validation thing confuses me. I think people still forget that even though they're on an upwards trajectory and they're doing very well, when you do look at things black and white, it's still 19 years without a Premier League or a Champions League and 4 FA Cups in the span of nearly 20 years. So for me, like, if you look at it historically and if you look at it recently, if you're talking about putting trophies in the cabinet, we haven't really seen anything major from any team that we've seen in an Arsenal shirt.
Yeah.
I think this is the most capable and the best opportunity for Arsenal to go and win a Champions League or to go and win a Premier League. And they'll say in the comments and they'll get angry and say that we don't need validation. But for me, it's just a contradiction as to how they think they're the most hated at the moment. And they still continue to diminish, I don't know, for example, a Spurs team that are clearly showing a similar form to them.
I'm glad you're saying that, Monty. Yeah, I'm glad you're saying that, because I'm gonna move on to that segment right now, because I thought if there's any team that has been slept on, and maybe it's the same thing what we did last year, D, right? For Arsenal, they finished 5th, and then there was claims that, from Lee, which became true, that they thinks they're going to finish 2nd or 3rd, and then they had this amazing season, right? And they also had Europa League. Something has evidently changed at Spurs, whether you like it or not. They've changed bits around in the board as well. They've changed bits in the scouting as well. So go double check it. Do your facts. Got a new technical director, which is a major part in football now. Do your research on that if you wish. They got a manager who, I don't know what it is. He just looks like a really good manager, but yet he knows how to keep the principles. Like, I think people know that from even Celtic. If you go talk to a couple Celtic fans, big up Mr. Jude Gardner up there. Even he will tell you all about Ange and the way he does things. Arsenal fans are going to want to deny this to ends earth. They are going to. Rivals going to want this. But who says it is a hot take and it is down to what is recent? Who says that Spurs can't be that creeper that, not saying they're going to win the league, but pushes rivals like City all the way, and all of a sudden they're in the conversation themselves?
There's a lot of context that needs to be applied there. When you're comparing Arsenal to Spurs, how many years did it take Arsenal to reach this level? Even last year, going into the season, Arsenal were expected to aim for top 4. No one was saying that Arsenal was going to go and push for the league. It happened as a surprise, but it took them a while. It's been less than 10 games. Spurs are playing fantastic. If I'm a Spurs fan right now, I'm happy that, first of all, that they are playing football. Yes, football. Because last year, Spurs weren't playing. Spurs were playing like a bottom half team. It was boring to watch. They weren't playing like a top 6
last year, since 2018.
Yeah. For a while, exactly, once. But even like last year, like, it was
a while.
Exactly. So for Spurs fans, I don't know. I can't speak on their behalf in terms of expectations, but let's not get carried away. I don't think Spurs, unless a miracle happens, because the reason why I'm saying a miracle is because, one, I don't think they've got the squad yet. They've got, decent starting 11, but there's still question marks here and there, and they have improved the team. They haven't got the squad. It's the first year. There's going to be bumps on the road. They clearly, it will happen. There might be a few injuries. There might be games where Postecoglou might have to change about, and some players might go out of form. It's too early for Spurs to be in a conversation to be challenging for the title. Yes, they're top of the league, but you're expecting everyone to stay fit. You're basically expecting perfection, 10 out of 10, and I just don't see that happening. It's not realistic. But even if that doesn't happen, even if Spurs do finish 4th or 3rd or even 5th, there is progress. There's something to build on. For this year, Spurs need to build on something. They've had a fantastic start to the season, but you can't compare it to Arsenal, because Arsenal, it took them a while to get to the stage, and they're still, you can argue, we'll see what happens this season, if they can win the title, that they might even not win it. And it took them how many, like 3-4 years? So Spurs, I think it's too early.
Be careful with that, because if you tell them, if you give Arsenal expectations, they'll tell you their average squad age is 23, but they'll still talk to City like they're on their level. So hey,
the funny thing is, like, watching this all unfold is that, like, not a single Spurs fan in the world is even thinking about a title this year. And I think for us to have this so-called Leicester season, so many things have to go right. Like you said, the injuries, they have to be non-existent, and that's already been a problem. We've already lost Solomon, we've already lost Perisic, we've already lost Johnson. Like, there's so many things that need to go right for any of that to happen. Two, obviously, we just spoke about Arsenal not having the bottle the last couple of years, which is absolutely correct. But in the same breath, I can't sit here and say it would be any different, because we haven't even been challenging for a title or even won a title, for decades. So we don't know what we would be like come the end of the season if we were anywhere near that sort of situation. So that's one we're going to have to wait and see. But I think, like you said, we're just enjoying the football. I think top 4 is definitely the aim. Well, top 5 now, whatever, it's just to get back into the Champions League. And I think we just want a serious one at the FA Cup. I think too many managers previously, early on in the rounds, just completely dick around with the teams. Even last year against Sheffield United.
What about this year? Well, like this year in the Carabao as well.
Everyone was fuming about our team selection. None of us wanted us to play a weekend side against Fulham, and it cost us big time. And we saw that against Sheffield in the quarterfinal last year. Yeah, quarterfinal last year. Don't start Harry Kane. Start a completely weakened team. You end up going out 3 years in a row in the quarterfinal. It's not acceptable. So I think we just want a serious go at the FA Cup and then back into the Champions League and just show big progression. And it's already been a massive difference in the last couple of years.
Yeah, Aya says it here, you guys are no different to sensitive Arsenal fans feeding into it when you're reacting to it emotionally. We all know there's no guarantees in football, but somehow you forget this when them fans talk. Well, fans are fans, I suppose, Mr. Aya.
These men were Arsenal fans were chatting shit when they were 8. The same shit that they're chatting now.
And also, they're going to have new problems to deal with. More injury. If Saka's getting injured already after being, however, 150 games in a row played or whatever he's done.
I'm going to ask everyone.
Like you can't slander Arsenal these days.
I'm going to ask everyone, bar George. Yeah, bar George. Who would you, if it came down to choosing? Let's say it's the last game of the season. It's either Arsenal winning the league or Spurs winning the league. A team that's never won it. Who are we actually? Even a chat. Who are we choosing? You already know my ones. I'm not going to say mine yet. But who would you actually rather win the league?
You know what? My immediate answer is obviously going to be Spurs, because obviously it's like I generally just be happy for them. On a little road, I'll just be happy for them, innit? But then I feel like once it sinks in for Spurs fans, they're going to start saying, "Wait, one Prem in 30 years." And we've got the same amount of friends as you in the Premier League era. When I hear that one, I feel like that's the one I'm gonna hear the most, because I know these men ain't forgiving me for the Champions League in 2019. I know you man ain't forgiving us.
We're waiting for this moment.
So, but then with Arsenal, if they go and win the Prem,
it's game over.
We're going to hear it like it's
I think we all have
it's game over. Simple as that. It's game over.
I can bear Spurs slander. I can bear that because I can throw bare stuff. You see, Arsenal fans, yeah,
They won't stop.
I don't
Never,
know, man. It
ever.
has to be Spurs, innit? I say it's got to be Spurs.
Yeah, 100
It's
Spurs.
gotta be
Like,
Spurs, man.
to be fair, like Arsenal as a club, like I do like it from back in the day, the type of football they play, but the fans, like, I'm sorry, I know there's gonna be Arsenal fans that's gonna get onto me now, say, "What's a Palace fan talking about football?" But from day one, literally, I mean, I know a lot of Arsenal people, and for that reason, and I know how they've been talking for the last 10 to 15 years, even when they weren't performing that great. If Arsenal win the league, just forget about it, like, call it a day. And that's the reason why a lot of people don't want Arsenal to win the league. It's because of the fans more than anything.
So it's a unanimous decision, and Lewis, is it everyone rather?
Yeah, I'm with D, man. Like growing up, like obviously when City was shit, Arsenal was the team that I sort of liked because obviously I wouldn't I wouldn't like United or Liverpool. You know what I mean? So it was like Arsenal played good football. So it was like yeah. But obviously, yeah, it would be Spurs, man.
If George, if Spurs did win the league before Arsenal did, yeah, in this modern era, it's over, isn't it? It's over.
Yeah, I don't even want to think about
over.
that. No. Some of this nonsense. I think, to be honest with you, I think we should react differently today. Would anyway, like we'll just, it's like elation after like 60 odd years, where it was 70 years. Our last house. I don't even want to think about it.
I just kind of need
Tottenham High Road would actually be the best part in the world.
I need someone else to get to 30 years without a Prem. So Arsenal, how long has it been for Arsenal? 19 years.
20.
Well, yeah, it would be the 20th year this year. So listen, like you blink and all of a sudden it's 20 years. So
I need it.
20 years is a long time, for a fan base that talks like they win.
Why? Okay, why? Like, now it's international break. I know we will talk about Liverpool, etc. as well, but why are Arsenal fans like this? Like, let's come to a conclusion. Why? Why is it?
No. They're crying. No. If we open this kind of worms, they'll say we have an agenda. We hate the club, and there's no Arsenal rep. So how dare us bully them? But then at the same breath, talk like they're the best. So listen, we gotta be very careful with what we say. Very, very careful.
I don't know, man. I'm just like, I'm thinking, look, even this year, like when Mott's was talking, a lot of people were getting onto Mott's, for example. I think it's the fact that they know that they haven't won the Premier League for years. They have made like progress, and they want people to live in that hype. Like they want, look, Arsenal made progress. Arsenal going to win it, of course. Now we improved this, we improved that, and I think they're just stuck in their own bubble. Like I'm trying to come to the conclusion. I've been thinking about it for a while now, but I just don't know why Arsenal.
It is main character energy that they've got.
Let me give you the perfect example of like the narcissistic bubble that they live inside. I'll give you a perfect example. Yesterday on stream, we are talking about Ivan Toney to Arsenal. Yeah, we all saw the links yesterday. We're talking about Ivan Toney to Arsenal. 2 panelists, including myself, said this could be a great signing. It's an alternate way of playing. We talk about the positives that Toney could bring. The one Tottenham fan on our panel goes and says, well, let's hope we don't put a couple Ackers on. Hope we don't put a couple Ackers. Makes one cheeky comment. And then our 2 Arsenal fans start going, do you know what? Why is it every time we're linked to the player that, it's negative? If any other player was linked to Ivan Toney, we'd be hearing, we wouldn't hear the end of it. And they go on this whole monologue about how everyone hates them and it's different and it's only them that will be looked at as a negative for signing Toney. I'm like, we just spoke about the positives. One person said a comment and now the whole world's against you. I just think that's them in a bubble, in a nutshell. That is Arsenal. That's Arsenal fans.
They must think they're in their own anime or something, surely.
Yeah, it's
the way they're like talking to themselves.
Honestly, they think they're the most hated club. I said to them, try going for a quad or a treble, and then you will see most hated. I said, I stood there and I saw Man City fans and Man United fans elation when Gundogan scored that goal against Villa. I saw the whole Premier League come together.
Like there was no tomorrow, G. I was loving it. That was amazing. It's amazing, bro.
Then you'll know about most hated. I said, don't win a
Liverpool with passion, bro. Can't hate them, man.
Oh my days. These men don't know what most hated is.
One title
charge. I think they're most hated. Wake up.
You know what it is, yeah? I just find Arsenal fans don't know how to act. That's all it is. City fans are quiet with it, is what it is, and then they'll still refer to themselves as Little City and all that kind of bollocks. And then Liverpool fans, again, you know what it is with Liverpool fans? I don't think you're as bad, but it's it's this. It's like, bro, like
we have recency hype. We do the recency hype.
Yeah, you do. You get carried away. They get carried away as well.
I feel like
They get carried
Liverpool
away as
fans,
well.
they become so in their own selves. They start believing their own lies and think everything's perfect. And then they'll go and cuss their team. Is like, they just think everything's so perfect and the best at everything. And And then anything they say, they'll all agree with each other just to big up Liverpool. And it's like, you can't. I just remember when you was in your winning period, right? And I wasn't on here whatsoever on YouTube or nothing. And I was used to look at it and like, do you really believe some of the shit that comes out of your mouth? Like in terms of or on your Twitter fingers or something. It's just, again, I don't think Liverpool fans know how to act nearly as much as Arsenal fans. I don't think you're too different, if I'm being honest.
I think we can. I think
you've been screaming because you lot have been screaming treble since about 2003.
No. I'll be real. Listen, I'll be real. I think the difference in Liverpool and Arsenal fans is that in 8th place we weren't talking like we were title contenders, because Arsenal fans would have the chest for anyone in 8th place. You see what I'm saying? When United and Chelsea were battling out, when United and Arsenal were battling out, certain men had to know their place. As a Liverpool fan, you had to know your place.
I had to come to realization with my fan base, bro. The online fan base is when Man United fans, we're just shameless as shit. But the thing is, but none of us actually truly believed it. That's and I think rival fans do. They don't believe it.
I'll say this. I'll put my hands up. As Liverpool fans, when things are going well, we are the first people to start saying generational, best ever. That's something that needs to stop with the fact, like, we've been doing that shit.
Everything's
It's so jarring because now people like Trent can't have a normal career because they called him the best right back that's ever graced the game. And now we have to the Liverpool trait that we just can't escape.
Already got the icon FIFA card and he's still playing. He's not even just turned 25.
With Arsenal fans, what they do is the world class tag. They will drop that at any 5 good games in a row, world class. World class. 5 good games, world class.
Oh my God!
You lot are bad as well. How about this? You don't lose 7 games in a row. You made 3 goals on the bounce. We're back.
Whose fan base do I always claim that I hate the most? It's my own. I can't stand them, bro. So even though I talk about Arsenal fans, City fans, or whatever, I don't like mine the most. I can't stand them, bro.
Top three. Let's make our top 3 quickly. Top 3 worst fan bases.
Worst.
Yeah. All right, right now you can use it online. You can use everything combined together. So you're talking about
Arsenal, Liverpool top 2. I do think Arsenal, Liverpool top 2.
You know what? I'm going to throw Chelsea in there, man, because all I see on my timeline is they're just arguing with each other all the time. And it's some reason it's on my timeline. I just see Chelsea fans going at each other 24/7. And I'm just like, bro, chill out, man. Relax.
I've never known such a club to have so many divides in fan bases.
Chelsea is mad.
Mental. Yeah.
Chelsea fans are mad. Like, they're always going at each other at everything possible, man. Mudryk, English players, manager, owner, stadium. Like, they don't stop, man. They love the debates. It's fucking too much, mate.
I saw them all having a go at that. Is it Olivia Bazaglia, that like presenter that's a Chelsea fan? She was like back in Poch. And they were going at mental at her for backing the manager they've had for like 2 months.
Bro.
Like, what?
Anything, man.
Because they're spoiled. They're spoiled. That's why. They're spoiled.
They're
spoiled from the Abramovich era. But all right, cool. Top 3. Quick. Let's. What we saying?
I think it's got to be.
Who's top? Who's top? Who's the worst? Who's the worst?
It's got to be Arsenal.
But what's the measuring? What's the parameter of measurement? Because I think
annoyance.
You've got to measure fan bases like how they act when they're successful. Do you get it? Like,
but Arsenal haven't really been.
It's definitely Arsenal top, Man United second. I'm putting Chelsea in third. I think they're worse than Liverpool fans.
I'll put my own fan base third. I'll be like, listen, you know what's funny? The chat are on me right now, innit? The chat are really on me. But I sat here and said, Liverpool fans, that's the generational thing and the best that's ever played. We throw that
maybe
one
Liverpool
out
fans.
there.
It maybe.
No, Liverpool. I put Liverpool above Chelsea for now. Chelsea are just fighting between themselves. They're just like, there's like a civil war going on there.
It's true, dude.
I'll tell you what. You see, Chelsea fans as well. They have this thing. They won't make it apparent to all of us as rival fans, but you see in their little group chats, in their little cults, you see their little bubbles. Yeah, I take a little peek into a Chelsea bubble. I promise you. They're more before that treble, before Manchester City's treble. Obviously they've won. I think they've won the most trophies since 2000, right? These man themselves like Man City, bro. Trophy.
I'll give you the perfect.
They do. I'm telling you, they do. That's where they put themselves. They just don't make it both.
The perfect example is Goonie, yeah? Chelsea this season were getting back. Well, they're just losing, not doing so great, and it's hard to come off a 12th season. I asked him to come on a stream. He said, you know what? This year, I'm just going to just do stuff with Chelsea content creators, Matisse, Lewis, and all this. And all of a sudden, bruv, man's on Saeed's stream. He's on the next stream. He's on that stream. I'm like, brother, you allow it. Go hide in your bubble in Philadelphia, man. In a bit. It says they're kids who just picked up football and discovered stats around 2018 to 22. Bruno Fernandes is the reason. It's Man United fans started this shit off, and you're rattled by them even when Arsenal was 8th. Come on, gents. Professor says fans of legacy clubs will find some ways to prop up and defend their club. Arsenal fans are no different to other legacy club fans. Yeah, but you just got more of them. Kevin says, I mean, we got shit on mercilessly.
that sounds like he's hurt, bro. That's crazy. That's a crazy word to use for 15 to 17 years. He went through it, man.
He put that in caps. He put that in caps as well. All the fans have been told to hold that and be quiet for the most part. We have, and the younger fans are like, nah.
Enough is enough, bro.
Hey, big up AFTV, man. That was gold, man. Hey, that era was elite. I need it again. Something needs to happen.
Yeah, I was. Mr. Link. Yeah, I was. Bot said valid. That's what I was talking about when we were talking about.
Oh my god, that was sick.
That's what I was thinking. What was the name of that game?
Yeah. That game was sick.
Bro. That was the game.
Played after this. The only team that don't claim world-class players is City because they actually have them. Every other club does it. Liverpool, United, Spurs, and Chelsea.
No. But Arsenal fans would, bro. Oh, why did man do this? No. Why did man do this? Bro, when you're winning everything, you can say your players are of that ilk now. If you go and win the Champions League, you start claiming world class. You see what I'm saying? Like bro, do you know how many world-class players you've been hearing in an Arsenal team, and no champs and no prem has been won? Neither. 2 title challenges in 19 years.
So if everyone here thinks we have the worst fans, we are the most hated club then? Yeah.
No, United are the most hated. United are definitely the most hated. 100%.
No. I think
we're the most hated club, to be honest.
I think we're
at least in the media anyway.
I think Man United are definitely the most hated, but because we won for so long and dominated for so long, but it's just more along the signs. We're more bearable. I think we're hated, but we're bearable. It's just that there's a good collection of Arsenal fans that are just very much unbearable. But we don't hate Arsenal. The thing is, don't hate Arsenal as a club, though. Kind of.
Arsenal, like Arsenal as a club, as LB was saying as well.
Yeah.
But back in the day, there was a solid club. They had quality players playing some great football. Like, I don't think anyone hate Arsenal as a club. It's just a social media era. That's it, man.
Yeah.
Social
Man United hated as a club.
I'll be real. Pre-social media era, Arsenal were the same, though. As in Arsenal, were very
or social media finally outed them. Maybe it's the other way.
Yeah,
maybe it's causality.
That's okay. We're finding a solution. Yeah, this is it. Why are they like this?
I know you sent this as a super chat, but I don't know what Maximus said. Just to highlight that for me, if you don't mind. Michael Cats, I can't believe you ran out of topics. The only you can't be serious about Spurs winning, but only Howard Webb can. Liverpool and City. What do you mean? You know what? I'm gonna big myself up. I'm probably one of the few YouTubers, where I have about other content creators that will come to me and ask for ideas. How about that? I never run out of topics. I will make something out of my arse cheeks, bruv, and put it on here for you lot to be entertained, bruv. So hold that, eat that. Aya says Kane isn't world class then once.
I was about to say that's probably the only outlier of any of that.
Yeah, like Kane. No, I'm not saying no world-class players ever set foot in Arsenal Football Club, or you have to win a Premier League or thing. But I'm saying that the way fan bases claim world-class players, I think the word just gets thrown around. So, Kane is world-class.
But anyways, back to the football talk. That was funny. Your club.
Who was the top 3? Sorry, who was the top 3 worst fan bases? Did we come to one?
I think Arsenal, Man United in there easy. I think the
Arsenal,
last
United,
one's
Liverpool.
agreement.
Yeah,
Probably.
Liverpool, yeah. Let's just agree on that. Let's just agree on that for now.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Chelsea are close.
Chelsea in their own mini league. Just
quick one before we move on. Yeah, is there one that's outside the so-called big six and that are just irritating? Like,
Villa recently have been. They started a bit better.
They always try to make this most relevant of some sort.
West Ham
100. Oh my days! How can I forget? Of course it's West Ham. Of course it's West Ham. Yeah.
I hate the fan base in general, to be honest with you. But
yeah, the way they talk, you would think, boy, they've been part of the top six, man, from day one. They're crazy. Of course, they won the Conference League.
Is this aimed at West Ham or is this aimed at
Lawless?
Lawless.
I just said it's basically Lawless.
No, West Ham. Lawless just sums up West Ham Twitter, anyways. But yeah, West Ham is just they're just in their own planet. They just hype themselves up. They just think all of a sudden, like they were Moyes out for so long, and Moyes been playing the same type of football. Yes, he won the Conference League, but all of a sudden Moyes football is now great. But then in 2 weeks' time, when they lose games, he'll be bad again. Like they're in their own little world. They are so annoying. Even what they do with Arsenal, like they're not even Declan Rice. It just pisses me off. Like get over it. Like it's been a while now. You're doing your own thing. Why still obsessed with the guy watching every one of his games saying he's bad? It's this.
Did you lot say Newcastle? Would anyone throw them in there?
I feel like Newcastle gets targeted a lot.
In their humble phase. Do you reckon they're still in their humble phase because it's new? They're still in their humble phase.
Newcastle have always been loyal, though, man. They got that pure loyalty from.
Michael, there are no English world class players ever. What?
Liar.
What? I mean, Jordan Henderson existed. No, I'm joking.
Of course, literally, he did.
I'm joking. He's your best ever captain to ever, but in Premier League history. But other than that, back to your club, regardless, Liverpool, you suffered an injury yesterday, and he could be out for 2 to 3 months. Now, that is exactly what you didn't need. That we probably have kind of screamed slyly from the summer. If you did get that one injury, it might take it could be a massive setback for you guys. But I don't think it's the worst thing in the world when you look at your run of fixtures until he's back. But it's what comes after that. And luckily, it's going to hit January. So I don't think it's the worst thing in the world. But if you get one more injury to that back line, just one, and there's 2 players that are injury prone there, I think this is where it's 3. I think this is where Liverpool are now on thin ice slyly with everything, because you'll be playing the same back for over and over and over again, and who knows what toll that can take in the future, right?
Remember, Trent's already had an injury this season as well.
Not that long though. I'm talking long-term injury. I'm not talking about 2 games.
Yeah, I still think he was missed in that Spurs game, in my opinion as well. But listen, I'm not Tsimikas' biggest fan. For me, he just lapsed his concentration a bit too much. Robertson, a lot of Liverpool fans have been on Andy Robertson on his case, because going forward, for me, someone's just removed his talent going forward. I don't know what's happened to his end product, but I think what it is probably his connection with Luis Diaz. I think when he played with Mane, it was kind of telepathic. They just knew where to be. And the little intricate 1-2s and the overlaps, bro. Like I went to the Spurs game and I saw Andy Robertson try and overlap Diaz on the inside. That doesn't even mean overlap. That's an inverted. Like he ran inside. I don't know if anyone saw. He ran inwards rather than just outside. And that's not even an over. I don't know what that is. You lot can figure out a word for that. But when Andy Robertson and Diaz, because Diaz don't speak much English, and Diaz kind of just gets the ball and does what he wants to do, that whole partnership don't work. Like, it's annoying. So for me, I think Tsimikas has a better connection with Diaz, and that's what it is. It's who links with who. But as a defender, Robbo has always been kind of solid. I'm a bit annoyed that he ducked the cross. That was a bit dead against Brighton, but I do feel like there's a better link up, there's better connection there between obviously the left wing and the left midfield, the left back. So it's a double-edged sword. As I said, we have favourable fixtures. Liverpool have kept 1 clean sheet in the Premier League this season. Sickening.
Robertson not there, that could make it harder.
It's worrying. The defence and how we start games is an issue. Whatever way you put it, we don't look as assured in the defence as Tottenham or as Arsenal or it's Manchester City. That's the difference between all the top 4 teams right now. Liverpool probably look the most liable defensively. Cool, we've only conceded 9 goals, but it's the XG, it's the amount of chances that are getting created against us. And Alisson can't really keep bailing us out. I'm just not really, you know what I'm saying? And we obviously know everyone else has a 6. Everyone else has a quality 6. City have Rodri, Arsenal have Rice, and Tottenham have Basuma. All magical CDMs. And we don't have one. I think it's a miracle that we've got this far without a DM. And if we keep playing McAllister in the 6, then our defense is gonna look worse. It is gonna look worse. I think the second we get one in, or maybe, I don't know, Gravenberch maybe plays 6. I don't know what we're gonna do, but we just need to sort that issue out, because that left back right now, for me, I think going forward we're going to be a little bit better actually on the left side. I just think defensively now we can't afford to be liable on the right hand side with Trent, and on the left. Yo, like, do you know what I'm saying? Van Dijk can't do it all, and for me, he's had a brilliant start to the season, but he can't do it all. He just can't. And Matip's obviously on his last kind of leg.
Monts,
so
can I just come in here, bro? Let's be real. Yeah, it's very simple for Liverpool. I don't think they've got the squad to win the league. They just need a full send the cups that they're in and just try and win. You're still in the Carabao Cup, yeah?
In all cups, yeah, in all competitions, yeah.
Go for all 3 of them, man. Yeah, I mean, because I don't think you've got the squad to win the league. The lack of a DM is a serious problem. You mentioned the defense, factual information, but win the cups, man. You know what I mean? Full send it. I think Champions League, you'll be fine this year. I think you'll get in the top 4, top 5, whatever it's going to be. But Premier League, I did tip you at the beginning thinking, yeah, you could be up there, but I did also caveat that with the problem of your DM and watching a lot of Liverpool.
What if you get a good 6 in January? What happens then, though? Does that not change?
Who are you going to get in January?
Listen, I don't know who's going to be available.
You're linked with the Leverkusen. I don't know how to say Hincapi or Hinchapi or something like that. He's a left back in the back. No, he can play left in the back and left back. Might be. That's the thing you talk about in your stream once. To be fair, someone that can do both roles potentially. A bit like Vardio, but he's not as offensively as Brute.
By the way, I'm not saying I don't want McAllister. I just wanted to play in the 8, not the 6. No one think I don't want.
There's a lot of people even getting into Luis Diaz as well. You know, like I've seen a lot of your Pablo and so forth. Like, what's this hate towards? Like, how can you like Diaz?
He just didn't have a good. For me, he just didn't have a good game. That's it. That's as far as it goes. He's not shit. Doesn't get sold.
I think it's quite dangerous whenever he plays.
I don't know, man. Listen, I think we have our attack is so good. I generally think we have arguably the best attack in the league. People might disagree. I think as a forward line, our 5 attackers, we have the highest level of attackers across even the ones that aren't playing, like our depth of attack. Starting attack may be a little bit different. You might look at Arsenal, you might look at City, but in terms of depth of attack, our 5 attackers, I believe we do have the best. I do believe we can outscore any team. But like what Lewis said, that's not going to win you a league. It's not winning you a league. No, it's not. It's not going to win you a league.
Just over the course of 38 games, bro, your defense and DM issue will cost you too many points, man. And I say this quite a lot. And Castle know the quote. Fergie, didn't he? What did he say? He said, "Attack wins your games, but defense wins your titles, man." And you know, I think that is factual information. And again, you go back even further. Look at the Brendan Rodgers year with Sterling, Suarez, and Sturridge. Fantastic. But ultimately, you know, you look at the game at Palace. You know what I mean? Sure. That was a bad result that year. It's always the defense, man, and I just don't think. And to be fair to Liverpool, they did try. I mean, they made a fucking mess of it. You know what I mean, with the Caicedo and Lavia situation. They did try. They recognised that was an issue, but ultimately, it don't really matter if you don't get it over the line. But I still think Liverpool can have a good year this year. Go for the cup, win that Europa League, and go again next year. Innit?
It was a little bit like the old Liverpool, well, the early Klopp Liverpool, about trying to just outscore
2017 Liverpool.
Just keep scoring the opponents.
So defense wins you the league. Who's got the most clean sheets this season? Let's see if we know this.
It comes hand in hand.
Palace and Arsenal.
Yeah, but
and who haven't Crystal Palace had? Who haven't Crystal Palace had all season? Elise, Franca, Eze is out injured. Just wait on it. The best can win you the league. The best can win you the league, but the attack ain't been there. The attack ain't been. And also Arsenal as well. Arsenal as well.
You have only conceded 7 goals, but you scored 7 goals only.
Yeah, well, we haven't had the attackers, isn't it? We haven't
had
had the attackers. Yeah, I mean, and this has been out as well.
we're gonna wrap up there anyways. Big up to everyone that's joined today as well. Big up LB, big up Monts, D, and George. All channels in the description below. So yeah, man, make sure you go over to their channels and give them a go, man. It's not just to be honest, other than Crystal Palace fan base and D's channel, everyone else does quite a varied different teams and stuff sometimes. But yeah, man, we'll be back next week with this panel, but tomorrow, well, we're going to be back tonight. I don't know what subject it will be, but trust me, Ramsey, Michael, it will be something. Yeah, all right. I'll pull out anything out of nothing. But yeah, in a bit, and we'll be back later on. Make sure you like the video on the way out.